Oh, fun, a mystery. Joel Embiid just tweeted, "If this should be fun to figure out."
Whoa. Now, if I didn't know any better, I would say that that was sarcasm.
Actually, it's not hard to figure out at all. Embiid tweeted "if" while Jimmy Butler was destroying the Milwaukee Bucks. Just like I thought. Actually, I predicted Jimmy Butler would have a bad series, which looks pretty dumb right now, but that's another video. Anyway, Jimmy was on the Sixers last season, and it's not hard to figure out. If Jimmy Butler was still on the Sixers, we would be winning too. Or could Joel mean if I was on the Miami Heat, I would be winning too? Either way, this is not good if you're a Sixers fan. In this video, we're breaking down what Joel means, and we're reacting to calling out his own team. Hey, it's Casey, welcome to AM Hoops. Hit subscribe and notification bells, coming out with 5 videos per week. Monday through Friday, always dropping at 5 Eastern. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, for watching, especially thank our Patreon members who have a whole lot of perks like getting a shout out, getting to request a video, or just DM me about the NBA. Link down below in the description. But if you guys can't join Patreon, no worries. Thank you so much for watching. No matter what Joel Embiid meant, he is definitely calling out the Sixers front office. And I've said it before, this team is so much worse without Jimmy Butler and JJ Redick. Instead, Elton Brand paid Tobias Harris a max deal and Al Horford $100 million. Ben Simmons was injured, but that got him a first-round exit. Is it Elton Brand's fault that Jimmy Butler is not a Sixer? Yes. Look, I know Jimmy wanted to leave, but the truth is, the Sixers chose Brett Brown over Jimmy Butler. Jimmy did not respect Brett Brown as a head coach. He did not like that Brett couldn't hold Ben Simmons accountable for not shooting threes. Instead of a strong head coach like Greg Popovich or Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy saw a coach that let everyone have a voice, which did not work.
I didn't know who the was in charge. I think that was my biggest thing. I didn't know what the to expect whenever I would go into the gym. I would think I was as lost as the next motherfucker.
So yes, it is Elton Brand's fault that Jimmy Butler is not a Sixer because they chose Brett Brown over Jimmy Butler, but actually I think they made the right choice. See, for this thing to work in Philly, Ben Simmons needs to be the Jimmy Butler. And what I mean is, Ben Simmons has to be the confrontational one. He has to lead people and not care about their feelings like Jimmy Butler. The opposite of this is being passive-aggressive. It's the kind of person who says they're fine, but they really mean they're mad, and they want you to figure that out. Passive-aggressive sucks. In the NBA, it's even worse because you have the media.
What do you make of all this?
You know, I hope it's not true, but Jimmy Butler, as we know, has been carrying a little bit of a track record in terms of dealing with coaches, so.
That headline said Jimmy Butler tests Brett Brown about the offense. That was in a team meeting. So somebody left that meeting with a problem, and instead of telling Jimmy Butler about it, they told ESPN. That would piss me off so bad. When Jimmy Butler has a problem, what does he do? He tells it to your face. That is uncomfortable, I get it, but he is not afraid of confrontation, and that's how things get handled.
But I just feel like it's okay to speak your mind. Ain't nothing wrong with it. The worst thing that Brett could have said was, "F you, no." And then you just go back to just being quiet. But at least you get to say what you got to say.
That is the player I want on my team. You know who's confrontational? Michael Jordan. He was the most notorious trash talker to his own teammates, but they got stronger and won championships. Kobe Bryant eventually became that when he got older. At first, he was kind of passive-aggressive. I mean, he went to the media and told them that Shaq was fat and took half the year off. That eventually led to the Lakers breakup. LA chose Kobe, and it took a few years for Kobe to learn that kind of leadership. But for the final 2 titles, he ran the Lakers like Jordan ran the Bulls. But here's the problem. Jimmy Butler is not Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. He's good, but he's not that good. And when he acts like the best player on the team, but someone else is, then Jimmy's gotta go. In Chicago, that was Derrick Rose. In Minnesota, it was Karl Anthony Towns, and in Philly, it was Ben Simmons. Literally, Jimmy Butler was traded from the Bulls, and he told ESPN, quote, "It had to be one of us," talking about D Rose. We all know the Timberwolves practice when he called out the young guys. Brett Brown finally put the ball in Jimmy's hands in the Raptors series last year, and Ben Simmons was pissed. Finally though, in Miami, Jimmy is the best player on the court and in the locker room, and everything works. If the Sixers would have kept Jimmy Butler and fired Brett Brown, I don't think it would have worked in the end. Unfortunately for Philly, their superstar still has some growing to do as a leader. That's how it was with Kobe and Shaq. The Lakers chose one of them, and 5 years of growth later, it became a championship. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players in the NBA. I think he's an actual mature adult, but the issue is he is in a league filled with 19 and 20-year-olds who have always gotten their way and who are living on their own for the first time. If those young guys are more talented, it doesn't always work. So, in Philly, they're looking for a new coach, and this is going to be key to how they compete for a championship. The Sixers need a coach who will be the leader and a strong personality. Normally in the NBA, the best player is that leader, like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, but sometimes the coach has to take over that role. In Toronto, it's Nick Nurse. In San Antonio, it's Greg Popovich. On the Clippers, it's Doc Rivers. That is why in our Sixers offseason video linked above, I suggested Jay Wright. He's coming from college. He's used to being the man, but I don't think he's as old school as John Beilein was with the Cavaliers. I think Jay Wright has a strong enough personality to hold Ben Simmons accountable and be that guiding voice while still treating the Sixers with respect, like professionals, which is necessary. Oh, and the other if Joel could have meant was if he was in Miami. Earlier this year, Joel posted a Batman quote about being a villain. Jimmy commented, "I know a place where villains are welcome," and Joel responded, "Damn right, my brother." And so maybe Joel meant that. Joel and Jimmy's relationship was and is great. In Philly, Joel respected that Jimmy Butler tried to hold Ben Simmons and Brett Brown accountable. If anything, we don't know what Joel Embiid's tweet means, but Sixers fans should be concerned that Embiid is unhappy in Philadelphia. But there is still hope because there's time to turn this around. My plan for Philly is this. They hire Jay Wright and keep both Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. I mean, you don't want to roll with just Embiid. This dude's subtweeting his own team, not exactly a mature leader. But he has shown he can respect someone like Jimmy Butler and be a great number two. The Sixers should hope that Jay Wright can lead this team in the right direction while Ben Simmons matures into a championship #1 talent and leader. In Miami, though, Jimmy Butler is in a perfect situation because his attitude fits. When your best player is also that confrontational leader, it works. When he's not, and the best player goes and complains to management, management sides with the best player. I'm not saying that Giannis wouldn't eventually work in Miami with Jimmy Butler. I know Giannis would be the best player, but I also think he's a mature adult and he could take what Jimmy Butler brings. But I am saying that if Jimmy Butler was still in Philly, like Joel Embiid might be saying, I don't think it would work anyway. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.